Now, breaking news this weekend is that Tony Greenstein was arrested on Friday evening at a protest that's been going on every week outside the Israeli ambassador's residence in Swiss Cottage, or near to that. I think they've moved it away from actually outside there. But anyway, Tony is on the call to talk about it. How are you doing, Tony? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Uh, yeah, it was a bit surreal, really. Uh, I'd met my comrades in Palestine Action early in the day and had a drink, and then I went. I was invited along with others from the European Jewish Forum to address the rally, which takes place every week outside the residence of really the appalling racist ambassador for Israel, Tzipi Hotovelli, uh, who described the Nakba in 1948 as an Arab lie, even though it's amply documented, and Israel is now reclassifying archives to prevent the evidence from 78 years ago coming out. Uh, and actually, my mobile phone had collapsed. I couldn't find my way. I knew it was Swiss Cottage, but I didn't know exactly where the demonstration was. So I had to follow the police because there were police vans all around there in order to get to the demonstration. But I did. And Chaim Bereshit, an Israeli, uh, spoke. Uh, Another person, Jackie Walker, spoke. Stephen Kapos, who is a truly wonderful person who we've seen here today, brave and just amazing, really, given what he's been through. And then I spoke to address the people. It was about 6, 7 minutes I spoke, and I was determined to make the point because Israel always lays its claim, its moral basis for existence, on the fact that it inherits the memory of those Jews who died in the Holocaust. Nobody else, of course, but only the Jews. And I made the point in so many words that Israel didn't inherit the memory of the Jews who died, but it inherited the memory of those who killed the Jews. That everything Israel stands for and is constituted is a reflection of the Nazi states. I mean, I give an example. I've just done a blog. Hannah Arendt, who's probably the most famous political philosopher of the last century, she wrote a book called Eichmann in Jerusalem about the Eichmann trial. Eichmann, of course, was one of the masterminds of the final solution. And she pointed out the hypocrisy of the prosecutor, Gideon Hausner, who condemned the Nuremberg laws, which forbade marriage between German Jews and German non-Jews, Aryans and Jews in the Nazi parlance. And she pointed out in Israel too, a Jew and a non-Jew cannot get married. And the reason is because racial purity is as important to Israel as it was to the Nazi states. So for making comparisons between Israel today and Nazi Germany, the police, when I had finished, started pointing at me. Someone pointed this out. Dr. Fluxman, Jonathan Fluxman, is a Jewish doctor, and sure
Yeah.
enough, when the demonstration began to disperse, the police called me over and said they wanted a word, and sure enough, I was arrested and carted off to Holborn police station and told they were considering charging me with a racially aggravated offence, no less, under Section 5 of the Public Order Act. Apparently, well, I mean, the police have it in their minds. I mean, they're not the brightest of things that Israel represents what Jews are. I mean, this is, of course, the narrative that you see throughout the press, that Israel is a Jewish state, so called. Therefore, all Jews must support it. If you criticize it, therefore you're anti-Semitic. So this is the logic. So I'm bailed to appear back at a police station on the 5th of December when I'll be told if I'll be charged. Actually, I would be extremely disappointed if I'm not charged. I am looking forward to contesting this charge in court. And ironically, I was intending to go to the demonstration yesterday, but it's part of my bail conditions. I can't attend a Palestine protest in London, would you believe? I'm also bound in Camden. Don't ask me why. Uh, I was intending to go with a cardboard placard making the equation between Israel and Nazi Germany, again in the hope that I might be arrested. Because I think the false narrative that the Met and others are running on, that to be Jewish means you support Israel, and if you're anti Israel, therefore you're anti Jewish, it needs to be firmly dealt with, and this lie needs to be exposed. So I'm not asking for people's sympathy. What I will ask for is if there is a court hearing, can only be dealt with in a magistrate's court, that people turn up en masse and make it clear that if you oppose Israeli apartheid, it's not because you're anti-Semitic. Quite the contrary. It's because you're an anti-racist, whether you're Jewish or not.
Now, someone asked me if there's any problem you've got with your bail conditions from your last charge. I mean, is that go against that? Are you in trouble? Would you be in trouble for that?
No, I don't think so. There's not really a crossover. The bail conditions of my first alleged offence are A, that I reside in my home, that it's my residence. Well, they haven't even mentioned that on the second conditions. And secondly, I don't post on Twitter mentioning Hamas. So the bail conditions are entirely different. They're
So you've got different bail conditions that you can sort of map out. People are saying you could go to Birmingham. They're offering you a platform there. There's other towns you can go to. There's quite a few cities you could visit if you want to speak.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I spoke in Scotland twice at their national demonstrations. I've spoken in Liverpool at their demonstrations. So, I mean, I'm quite used to traveling around and speaking at Palestine demonstrations, and I'm more than happy to do so. Uh, I will be challenging the bail conditions just as I did last time because I got them watered down. They were much stricter when the police imposed it, so I challenged them successfully.
Right.
I will do so this time, and I've in fact made a crowdfund. I've set up a crowdfunder in order to fund because I don't get legal aid until I'm charged. That's one of the
Right.
quirks of the legal aid system. So I do intend to challenge the bail conditions because they too are outrageous. Saying you can't, for instance, speak or attend a demonstration in London or anywhere else, I mean, is a breach of Article 11, the right to freedom of association. Uh,
Mm.
so, I mean, all of these conditions just fly in the face of the law anyway. International law, not an international law, but carries much weight these days in British courts. But yes, I shall be challenged.
Well, you're very courageous that you keep speaking out. You're not scared to speak out. You often say the words that people might want to say and are too worried to say. So we respect you. I respect you greatly for what you do. You are a hero for what you're doing, and I hope you can get some support as well. If you put the crowdfunder on the chat, I'm sure people will
Yeah,
contribute.
I'll do that. But I just have to say, I mean, I'm not a hero. I'm simply doing what's right. And if it wasn't for the movement uh, and the support I've got, then I wouldn't have the courage to do it. So, I mean, we are all together. It's not just individuals, it's a movement as a whole. And
Mm.
some people will emerge as figureheads,
Yeah,
perhaps.
but I'd say that you are an inspiration because you keep getting back up again, and they keep trying to intimidate you and put you down, and you keep speaking out, and that is inspiring. So
Thank you.
whether you want to take that as I'm not saying you're the only one, but you're doing a great job, Tony, and it must have been unpleasant for you being arrested and put in a cell. So, and I'm not,
It's
I
not
kind of
nice, no, of course. But I mean, in the afternoon, I met Craig Murray, who is a much greater hero than me, and very quiet, softly spoken guy. But what he's done is quite amazing, because he broke from the British establishment, and they turned on him as a result of that. So there are many people, but at the end of the day, it's the movement that counts, and we have to speak out and say, Israel's time has come. It's a failed state. It's a state that knows nothing other than war. It's simply the armed gendarme of the West. And it's got to go, just like the South African state had to go and the Nazi state had to go. States are not there forever, and sometimes have outlived their use. And the Israeli state has proved that it cannot live with people in the region, the Palestinians in particular, in peace. So we have to draw the right conclusions about it. And that is
Yes.
Israel needs to be de-Zionized, decolonized.